But if I'm Josh Heupel in Tennessee, I am tampering my ass off. I'm basically Richard Nixon.
Let's talk a little Tennessee tampering, allegedly. I don't know. I wasn't there. Allegedly.
Ian Carroll, that boy.
Okay. Did Tennessee tamper with TCU quarterback Josh Hoover, though, and offer him $1 million more than he's making at TCU? I don't know. Also, what is tampering? Can we even define it?
Tampering is always going to happen. Like, there's no way to kill this. Now, you can look down upon it, like doing certain things on an airplane, right, which I'm not going to say on this show. It can be frowned upon. But if you're going to try and stop tampering in the transfer portal in college athletics, you might as well try and stop every cheating spouse or fiance or boyfriend and girlfriend out there. Just, you're not going to be able to stop it. Because I think some people think tampering is, hey, Josh Heupel called the quarterback at TCU. I was like, hey, you want $1 million more bucks? No. That's not how this works. You go through a third party. All these guys know each other. I used to do it when we were coaching JUCO. I'm like, hey, you know this guy? You played with him? Hey, reach out to him. Tell him there may be some interest here. Because it totally absolves me. So it's not as black and white. You're never going to stop it, right? The best way to, pun intended, tamper it down is, like when we were talking with Jim Cavall, have structured contracts that have penalties and consequences for leaving one place to go to another, have tenure clauses, have performance clauses, have performance incentives. That's the only way, but you're never going to stop this, just like you're never going to stop people from cheating on their spouse. It's just not going to happen.
Well, I'm tampering my ass off if I'm Tennessee.
Oh, I'm
what? And first of all, everybody does it. If your boys jump off a cliff, will you? Hell yeah, those are my dogs. I'm going to jump with them. At the end of the day, if I'm Josh Heupel, first of all, that kid's an absolute dog. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's just the TCU kid. Everybody else is doing it. Hey, in my opinion, if you have a girlfriend and she gets hit on in public, it is her job. All right? It is her job to put that down. All right, that is her responsibility.
Sounds like he did.
Okay,
at TCU.
But good for him. What a terrible decision, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, if you're getting offered $1 million more to Tennessee, my bags are already packed, and I'm on a red eye, and I'm already there. But if I'm Josh Heupel in Tennessee, I am tampering my ass off. I'm basically Richard Nixon.
Yeah, see, you were getting sports and you're getting geopolitical conversations here today from way back when.
I'm just saying.
Next one up. Oklahoma defensive lineman David Stone, it was reported that he was entering the transfer portal. Not so much anymore. Sounds like he's going to stay at Oklahoma, which this is music to your ears right now. This is your pick.
Again, Oklahoma's my.
That's your national champions.
Team. That's not okay.
Oh,
now you're really pulling a Richard Nixon. It's big for Oklahoma, not because David Stone was this incredible player last year. I think he had like 6 total tackles or whatever, but it's what he potentially can be. I mean, he's one of the top-rated recruits coming out of high school. He's got a ton of ability. He's got a ton of size. And when you look at Oklahoma, they lost some pieces on defense, but I feel good. And in our preview of them, which you can go back and watch on our channel, they returned some guys on the edge who I really like. It's the interior of that defensive line and the depth of the interior of that defensive line that worried me. And again, if you've ever played linebacker in your life, not that they don't have some good pieces coming back, but you did lose Stutzman. The best way to find ways to navigate at linebacker is by having a fantastic defensive line. So if Stone can reach his potential, this is going to be huge, but you couldn't reach your potential if you left and went somewhere else for Oklahoma. So it's just another nice piece that Oklahoma has added. I'm telling you boys right now,
we know.
Something in Norman smells pretty good, buddy.
Right. The only reason he got out of the transfer portal is because he couldn't transfer to another SEC school.
Well, you say that, but like what? I mean, I don't want to go down that road. But
obviously that's the truth, right?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's obviously the truth. I think it could possibly be.
It just feels messed up to me. It just feels messed up. I don't know if I want that guy in my locker room just because you went out and you looked and say, oh, well, you can't go to another SEC school. Well, I guess I'll come back home when the street lights come on, Mama. I don't know if I don't want that in my locker room.
Mama will take you back.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Well, look, when you're the coach at Oklahoma, you tell them to get those bags packed and get out of here.
Yeah, well, maybe he looked around and was like, look, I mean, maybe I really was in love. Like maybe I went out here, sometimes you got to walk outside and look outside. Or walk outside and look into the woods.
Words are hard.
Well, that's true. Walk outside and look outside. That's not wrong.
Words are tough.
It's not luxurious, but it's not wrong.
True.
But what if I told you that Shopify powers millions of businesses worldwide and 10% of all U.S. e-commerce? That's a lot. That is a huge number. It's like, and regardless of what business you're in, like starting a podcast, at first it was overwhelming. I mean, we remember going through all that, the setup, the filming schedules, logos, trying to figure it all out, getting the merch store, all that put together. Well, when you're launching something new, your to-do list grows daily and it threatens to take over your life. But finding a tool that both helps and simplifies it can be a game changer for millions of businesses. And that tool is Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/CRAIN. That's shopify.com/CRAIN. And when you hear this noise, then you want to hit that beautiful button. Best believe you're making a lot of money, but it's when you go to shopify.com/CRAIN.
Last one here, Kirby Smart in Georgia. I mean, talking about getting guys drafted. This is how. They just keep winning the transfer portal. Had some more spring additions here. They got Illinois running back Josh McCray. They got the defensive lineman from Miami, Joshua Horton, and now the linebacker out of Army, Elo Madozi.
Well, you know, the NFL drafts this week, but Georgia's already drafting, you know, their play. This is their version of it. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if Georgia offers you a scholarship to play football, I don't care if you're coming out of high school or the transfer portal, you're good. You're really good. Oh, no, we lose Branson Robinson. We got Nate Frazier, who's a monster and is only going to get better. We lose Branson Robinson. Oh, come on in, good Illinois running back. Come on in to be the backup, and you're welcome. And yes, that's a bologna sandwich, and you're going to shut up about it. Then just bring in a really good defensive lineman from Miami. But you know what? Let's go one better. Let's go take somebody from Army. Like, I don't know, their best player, who when you go back and watch this guy play, I think he's an NFL player. And you talk about projecting, imagine, because everybody in the world, from teams that were playing on the field to China and Russia, knew who this cat was on Army and you had to stop him. Now he's literally joining another Army, an army of NFL players on defense. So you can't be like, all right, we're going to alter what we do to stop this guy. He's just going to be one of the 9 guys that's a huge problem running around on defense. So I saw somebody complaining about the state of Georgia football the other day, and I'm going to tell you what. Nothing pisses me off more than not understanding a great thing when you got it. It's like the same people that get upset about Auburn basketball losing in the Final Four. If you're complaining
like you
about the state, I didn't complain about Auburn. I said I wish they'd have won, but I can smell the roses when it's good. So again, you're on fire today. Start thinking you work for CNBC or whatever. This Georgia just reloads, man. It is what it is. What a high-class problem. I wonder who they'll get next.
They're taking people from Army. I didn't even know you're allowed to transfer out of the Army.
I guess you can now.
I mean, I guess there's only certain places you can go if you're out of the Army. God, what a life to live, going to Army, then transferring to Georgia to play with that. But surprise, surprise, guys. Georgia's going to be a fantastic football team next year. Just absolutely. It's getting to the point, and I know Nick Saban's on another level and just one of the greatest college football coach of all time, especially from a national championship standpoint. But what Kirby is doing is the closest thing you can get to Saban from bringing in a talent standpoint year in and year out, because it's so much harder now to bring in talent, especially 1 and 2 deep on the depth chart, than it was back in the Nick Saban days.
Hey, YouTube, appreciate you guys hopping on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn that notification bell on so you know when Crain and Company goes to college or Locker Room Talk is dropping.